Hi, my name is Marley and today I am so very excited to show you how to make some Sri Lankan shorties. This last but not the least bit unexciting. It's one of my favorite ones and it's delicious and it's going to look amazing and taste amazing. For this you need some leeks and spring onions I have here on the board, lemon, red onion and garlic. I'm using some fresh garlic and the base is going to be puff pastry. I have 2 packets here and we're going to make it with prawns and some mango that comes out of a tin, which is perfectly fine to use. If you have fresh mangoes, you dice them and use it. And then we have some shredded crab meat. So the base is going to be formed with some tomatoes, some basil. A friend of mine gave me this little tomato, fresh tomatoes, some lovely basil leaves and some plums. Plums I've already eaten. And then we have some lovely chilies here which we can use. So I'm going to try and get all the 5 flavors, which is the chili heat, the sour from the lemon juice. I'm going to add some salt and then we have some sweet from the mango, puree mango. And we're going to start. Without further ado, let's start. Now I have chopped the leeks and spring onions and I've chopped the red onion and I've got my bay leaves on the side, and here I have chopped these rather fiery tiny chilies. They're that shaped and small and I've chopped them here. And now I'm going to chop the garlic and then we're ready to roll. So here we go, that's done. So for frying these items here on the board, I'm going to be using butter because seafood and butter are great friends. It's good to use it, and also, as I said, it's very little and it's a very delicate dish, so I'm going to use some butter. So I've got a pan on the hob here and now it's on the go. I have this whole butter here. So if you remember, I have 200 grams of prawns, 2 packets, so that's 400 grams of prawns. And I have the crab meat, which is 105 grams each, so that's 200 grams. Some butter goes in the pan like so. Add the prawns. So make sure, because this came from the freezer section of the supermarket, so we need to make sure that we drain all the water so the prawns don't start boiling, but it just very quickly fries in the butter. So here we go. And you know when the prawns are cooking, it turns into a lovely pink color and you know that it's ready. And it takes a fraction of a minute to do so. And next I shall add the garlic. Garlic and butter is lovely. We all know what garlic bread smells and tastes like. So we have the smell of garlic bread in the kitchen right now. So you can see the prawns are turning a lovely color. I shall now add the leeks. Every time you add something to a pan that's already cooking on the flame, it just brings the heat down. So that's good to cook the prawns slowly rather than overcook it. So then I go in with the chilies. I tried a little bit of this chili, it's not too bad. So I'm just going to put just 2 of those small chilies. So. Salt, about a teaspoon and a half of salt. Now I will add the onions. Here I have half a jar of tomato and basil sauce. tomato. And then I add that. Give this a stir and then just add it to that. So the heat of the chili is going to be balanced out with the sweetness of the mango, and that's why I turn off the heat. And now these are ready to go into our pastry casings. Finally, now that it's come off the heat, I'm going to add little cooking residual heat, a sprig of rosemary and these basil leaves. So I'm going to just chop them finely as much as I can. Here we go. Sprinkle that on top, like so, and then combine everything together. And then I'm just going to allow it to sit, and then after a minute or two I'm just going to taste it for salt. It's time to roll out our puff pastry now. It's brought to room temperature, which is essential, otherwise you'll be struggling on the table to roll it out. So I've got my work surface here, which is washed thoroughly, clean and white. So I'm going to roll my pastry on here. So just spread the flour and then flour your rolling pin and roll. Now I'm going to empty our crab meat into a glass bowl. So now I've opened the crab meat tins. So this is the white of the crab meat. Crab meat actually also has a red or an orange, but this is the white of the crab meat. And all I'm going to do to this is a pinch of pepper to season, and then mix it through. And then add the juice of half a lemon, like so. So it's 105 grams of crab meat in each of the tins and half a lemon. So I'm going to lay this crab meat at the bottom of our little pastry cases. And one trick with the pastry case is that once you've cut your discs and you're trying to lay it, try and center it even before you put it in. Really center it, otherwise you're going to end up with one bit sticking out, and then you're going to spend a lot of time trying to straighten it out. I've actually put the basil and the rosemary, and I left it to infuse. I'm going to put them into our pastry casing using a fork, like so. I will put about 2 or 3 cones per casing. Right now it'd be a good time to start your oven, 200 degrees C, and you're going to bake these for about 20 minutes. I'm going to now add the tops. So just very quickly egg wash it so the top will stick to the casing, and then we put the covers to it, like so. Then egg wash again on the top. now it's going to go in the oven at 200 degrees C for 20 minutes. See you back then. When you're egg washing, make sure that you get the egg wash all the way to the edges, because otherwise it will definitely show us a different color when it comes out of the oven, and it'll seem like you've done a lazy job of it. So make sure that it's all the way around, and so that steam can escape, just poke it in the middle with a fork, like so, and it's good to go in the oven now. See you in 20 minutes. So that's our first batch of prawn and crab pastries coming out, Sri Lankan style. So here we have an array of Sri Lankan style shorties. And then finally we come to our little miniature seafood feast. So if you enjoyed watching me make all of these shorties, I would suggest that you could make it for your friends or your family. They will love you for it and you can impress them. Call them home for high tea. But most of all, if I can still request you to donate to the NHS. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.